Sasha's gradually progressing redemption arc has reached its turning point, thus enters the final stage, whilst the overall Andrias situation in Amphibia worsens by the minute. Starting right now, we'll be browsing through the episode in detail in order to fully grasp its significance in the story. The episode continues right where True Colors left off, from Sasha's perspective. For the first time, the audience isn't teleported by the box, so that we got to witness what the teleportation looks like for bystanders. A flashing light appears that is bright enough to light up the entire throne room. When the girls first used the box on a playground, there must have been sightings of the strange phenomenon. Possibly in an upcoming episode, a flashback reveals that one of the new characters observed or heard of the spectacle, driving them to investigate teleportation and other worlds. They could provide valuable information to Anne and the Planters. After all, to a certain degree, science is applicable even to magic. Unlike Grime and Sasha, Olivia and Yunan do not manage to flee, being forced to pretend they still support Andrias. Despite them obviously faking, Andrias wants them to stay. His choice seems foolish, considering that he lets two enemies freely roam his territory, who end up saving Marcy a few episodes later. Andrias is not that stupid. He immediately orders Olivia and Yunan to save Marcy's life, suggesting that he came up with a use for Marcy on the spot. In that moment, he already had the idea of having his master possess Marcy, and figured Olivia and Yunan pose a conveniently unsuspicious possibility to smuggle evil Marcy into the enemy's camp. Well, after escaping the castle and making her way to Wartwood, Sasha is finally facing her pent-up emotions. Seeing Marcy being stabbed made her realize that everything that happened in Amphibia isn't fun and games, and her fight with Anne not just a regular teeny quarrel. The fact that she could have killed Anne for real only truly occurs to her now, but it hits the way it's supposed to. Hard, cruel, like a train. Anne's room in the Planter's basement is filled to the brim with mementos from her adventures. Her tennis racket, the domino plushie, her Battle of the Bands outfit, the bath bomb bag, koalas of passion. Despite Sasha not knowing the stories behind each item, she understands straight away that there is indeed a story behind them all. She can practically feel the emotions lingering in the room. A room that really feels like Anne. Sasha proceeds to pick up Anne's diary and loses her composure upon finding out Anne believed in her all this time. While Anne never gave up their relationship, blinded by selfish reasons, Sasha convinced herself Anne sees an enemy in her, when in reality, Sasha herself was the only reason why they haven't made up to this day. Yes, Sasha messed up. Like, really messed up. But it's never too late to turn back, and I'm glad she's doing it now. It's just like Grime says, she's giving up her whole thing. Sasha is not solely realizing what she did wrong in Amphibia, her whole personality undergoes a genuine, permanent change. During her speech in front of the Wartwoodians, I believe the background music is an arrangement of Heartstomper, just a little softer and more gentle.
I'm a Heartstomper. Fraud or not though, I'm gonna do the right thing for once in my life.
In accordance with Sasha's development, Grime has become even more of a comic relief than before, indicating that his time as an antagonist is likely over too. Apart from the emotional part of the episode, Grime received a letter from Beatrix, informing him where to find the remaining toads. The villagers are also ready to fight, but don't seem to want to leave their homes. Therefore, all allies may instead gather in Wartwood Wartwood, turning it into the rebellion's headquarters. I do wonder though if Beatrix's message is real at all. It could be, but on the only other instance of Grime and Beatrix talking, she called him by his real name, Grimithy, instead of Lil Bro. Additionally, she's weirdly conveniently mentioning that everything Grime is currently looking for is with her. And how does she even know where Grime is? We need to consider that Beatrix has actually been caught by Andrias and is forced to lure him into a trap. Or even worse, she could have betrayed him, having become witness to Andrias's overwhelming military power. One way or another, Sasha and Grime will surely want to and have no other choice but to meet up with them to briefly discuss the next steps. To get more Amphibia breakdowns uploaded directly to your feed, subscribe to Frogtoons. See you next time.